Well, welcome to the Morecambe Stadium on a sunny but windy afternoon here by the coast in Morecambe. Morecambe against Aldershot Town. Both teams looking for points. Pretty different reasons though in many ways. Morecambe need the points to try and have any last chance of staying in the National League. Well, Aldershot, they've lost 6 in a row, 42 points as it stands, and they do not want to be dragged down into an end of season relegation battle. So Joel Shooter is here with myself, Derek Quinn, this afternoon, and Joel, they're all big games, but after the defeats to Yeovil and Hartlepool in the last week or so, that makes this a massive match.
I mean, I think it feels like that late equaliser from Braintree a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if that maybe just took something out of the players, but the good performances that have come in the kind of weeks prior, they just don't seem to have hit that same level. They seem a bit flat. The defending around the box isn't quite as tight and everything. And yeah, look, Yeovil weren't great. We lost to them. I thought we started okay against Hartlepool, took the lead twice, but they just worked themselves back into the game. And yeah, we've kind of gone from being in the fight's on, we could get back into this, to thinking this is, we're on I mean, you could argue that it's pretty much done already, but this, we're right on the edge now, aren't we?
We certainly are, and the Morecambe team had a bit of a shock this morning. Jamal Blackman pulled out. He had a little late fitness test, and the goalkeeper didn't go through it, so Miles Bonney makes his first league for the Shrimps. He did start in the FA Trophy in a 3-0 win at Gateshead earlier in the season, but he's in from the start today. He's one of 2 changes. Jan Songo is also back in place of Dan Aguirre, who's on the bench. So it's Boney in goals, back 3 of Dean, Hogan and Kindalini, Payne, Lewis, Aziz, Songo and Edwards in the midfield, Popov and Nolan up front. Aldershot Town managed of course by former Shrimps John Coleman, desperate for points themselves. They line up with Boyce Clark in goals, Shackelford, Nightingale, Grogan and Scott at the back, Warren, Hill, Henry and Pert in midfield, with Stewart and Scott up front. And it's Aldershot who will attack the goal from right to left, looking to get into the Shrimps in the early stages of the game. All in yellow today. The Shots, who beat the Shrimps in the second game of the season on that bank holiday Monday in that bright sunshine in August. A bit of a canter in the second half as Morecambe, who basically the squad had just come to the club. They'd had that big game against Altrincham, and they went to that Aldershot. They were all shattered, 4-0 win Aldershot, and everyone sort of let the Shrimps off for that because they hardly knew each other, they'd hardly played football. Now it's very different, Joel.
Yeah. Opening day against Altrincham, like it was kind of vibes and atmosphere. I think that carried the players through. I mean, half of them were falling over the cramp, but obviously in the game against Aldershot a couple of days later, when ludicrous game turnaround in town, by the way. But I think we could all kind of forgive that 4-0 defeat. Maybe not as much some of the ones later down the line, but that one we were kind of like fair enough with.
I think they got away with that one, didn't they? So Morecambe have it through Green Edwards down the left hand side, scored a cracker on Wednesday, got the man of the match award, and quite deserved too, I think, and it was nice to see him back on the score sheet. Harley Dean will crossfield ball looking for Lewis Payne, but it's out of play, and it'll be a throw into Aldershot deep inside their own half on this left hand side.
Feels like the wind's just taken that ball a little bit from Harley Dean. It's always quite a blustery day at the Zuma, but particularly so today. It's really swirling around. You're never quite sure which direction it's going to blow in either.
You're right there. Wednesday was a horrible night with the wind and the rain, and Morecambe will have to manage it, of course, as they always do. I remember Jim Bentley calling it the wind machine years ago, the Morecambe wind machine. And it's in place again today. As well as Bloomfield Road, that wind's always there as well. So Kindalini, he tries the crossfield ball this time. It hangs in the air. I think that came off the head of Oliver Scott.
It's a couple of times we've hit that big crossfield, isn't it, to Payne already. I mean, that seems to be quite a regular outlet for us. I think Jim's spoken quite a lot about how good Lewis Payne's been for him. I think he had a bit of trouble against the wing back for Carlisle the other night. Not Carlisle, sorry, Hartlepool the other night. Tyrese Sinclair, almost Tyrese Sinclair. Yeah.
Throwing to Morecambe, Haldane will take, looks for the long throw for Kindalini at the near post. It comes off Will Nightingale. I think that'll be a corner. First corner of the game then, and it goes Morecambe's way, and they've looked threatening from corners. Jim Bentley took over. One of my biggest gripes when Ashby St Joe Howe was here, that they never looked the threat from set pieces at all. But that's changed.
That's by having some players who, got a good delivery on them as well.
Nolan then will swing this one in from the right side, left footed to the near post. It's almost headed into his own net. It's got to be a corner. It clips the top of the crossbar. The header was from Ryan Hill, and he's got away with that one.
Yeah, it's a good corner there from Jack Nolan, kind of keeping it relatively flat, hitting the near post. Nobody's quite made the run, but I don't know if maybe a couple of Aldershot players gone each other's way, directed the header backwards, and it's gone just over their own bar. So it could have been a bit of a lucky start for the trip if that had gone in.
Nolan again then, second corner. Can they threaten again? It's a packed 6-yard box. Because Nolan can't beat the first man. He'll get it back. He's got Aziz with him, if he wants to use him. Now it goes to him. Aziz takes a touch. Edwards.
Oh.
It's a horrible cross from Edwards.
It's a bit of a poor first touch from Edwards, and it bouncing in the air, which means he's just not able to get a good connection on that cross.
Nolan wins the loose ball and he's pulled back by Scott, and that really, that's early, but that could have only been the booking.
Yeah, it's one of those where I guess he's not gone in that hard. It's a little bit cynical, but at the same time, I think it's kind of one of those where he's taking the heavy touch. Nolan's nipped in the head. He's kind of panicked a little bit, put the trip out, and it's early in the game, isn't it? They don't like to give yellow cards early in the game.
Free kick then to Morecambe. Jim Bentley tells Aziz to leave it to Nolan. Left footed then. He's going to swing this one in towards the penalty spot, and that's exactly where it goes. And the referee spotted some offside, which is quite disappointing.
Quite peculiarly, the linesman didn't have his flag up at all until the ref blew. I'm not really sure what they've thought there.
I thought there must have been a pushing and shoving, but offside, yeah.
I thought that as well, but
so Aldershot across the back four. Nightingale knocks it to the left-hand side for Scott. Here's one for you. Scott, Oliver Scott, on his shirt has Ollie's shirt instead of Scott.
Oh,
how weird is that?
We can't be having that.
Nicknames. that's a strange one, that. I had to look twice at our team sheet to see.
You'd like to think somebody like John Coleman wouldn't let anything like that happen.
That's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Can't be having. He's not Brazilian. He doesn't get to go by his nickname.
Well, this Morecambe player has Dean on the back of his, but that is his second name. 5 gone, 0-0 at the Mizuma. Dean then looks for Paul Lewis, who does flick on. Popoff will chase. Just puts a little bit of pressure on Grogan, the on loan Stockport man. But it will be a throw in to Morecambe, which Harley Dean will again come over to take. A Kinderlini, as does Liam Hogan, who has spoken to the press for the last 2 games and speaks really, really well, Liam Hogan. As disappointed as anybody that Morecambe so many goals in the last few weeks, a central defender. To Dean then. Looks for the near post, looks for Kinderlini. I think he will get his first head on it. It's going to move to the right side, and Dean will see it out for another throw in front of what I believe to be nearly 400 Aldershot fans. It's their weekend away, apparently. And they've come in great numbers, which is nice to see.
Yeah, they've got got a few inflatables out. I don't know if there's a bit of fancy dress coming off.
Dean then again looks for near post. Nightingale heads it up in the air, and it's volleyed clear. Songo will knock it back into the danger area, but it's McQueen Edwards. Paul Lewis was offside, so he leaves it and lets it run through to Conor Boyce Clark, former Reading keeper.
It's one of those where I think the wind is helping us put a bit of pressure on Aldershot. At the same time, it's just taking a couple of balls that could have been a little bit more threatening and just carrying them through to the keeper, or maybe making them just go a little bit too long for our players to get on the end of.
Yeah, it's exactly the same on Wednesday when the wind, with the wind, it's sometimes as hard, if not harder, than against it, because you put too much on it, your balls go too far. And it's just trying to get that balance.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's got its advantages. Isn't it? I think there's been a couple of clearances from Aldershot where they've tried to hit it clear, but it's dropped a little bit short. But sometimes that can be quite helpful. If you're trying to hit your target man, it means the ball drops in front of him. You can get on the ball rather than having to try and flick it on.
Bonus clearance. It's clear down the left hand side. I think first goal was massive in this game, Joe, with both teams looking for wins, and Aldershot especially was 60 feet in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember looking a few games ago at the kind of run-in and who might we be able to catch and everything. Aldershot weren't on my list. I thought
no,
they're safe. Like, they've not got a massive points total, but they've been on a decent run of form since they had a bit of a sticky start under Coleman, and they'll probably still pick up a couple of wins between now and then and put themselves a bit in the clear. But yeah, they haven't, and it's funny how these things go and how momentum takes hold a little bit sometimes.
I said the same with Yeovil last week. If Morecambe had won, they'd have been 4 points behind Yeovil.
Yeah.
With Yeovil winning, they're 10 points clear of Morecambe. That's how important these games are at this stage of the season.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't concede late against. Oh, might have a break on here. Oh,
it's a poor ball from Nolan on this occasion. Looks to win it back, but Aldershot have it. Down the left hand side. Pert. Gets it onto his right foot, but Nolan wins it. He's clipped by about 3 times. Yeah. And keeps going. Jack Nolan.
He needs to give that. Oh.
His final ball. He looks to the sky. Done everything right there.
Yeah. One where he wanted to kind of really play off his right foot there, but I don't think he fancied.
I don't think he's got
that.
a right foot. That's the thing. That's probably the problem with Jack Nolan. If he did, my goodness.
Not to be too stereotypical, but it feels that way with a lot of left-footed players.
Yeah.
Oh, Gwyn's been silly.
Gwyn's looking for a foul, I think there. Doesn't get it, so it's a throw into Rochdale. Aldershot down the right hand side. Rochdale, of course, next Friday. Big game as the cross comes into the area. Miles Bonney doesn't come. Lewis Payne heads it down to the edge of the area. There's a chance for Aldershot to shoot, and it's dragged just wide of the right hand post from Oliver Scott. And he must have taken the deflection because it's a corner.
Yeah, just a bit of a tricky one. It's a little bit far maybe for Bonnie to kind of comfortably come and claim that, and then with the wind swirling, you don't necessarily want to take that chance when you've got a defender who's going to meet it aplomb like Payne did. But then again, the wind means that maybe Payne didn't get as much on the ball and the clearance as he wanted to. Right,
this is what they always find here, the corners in that area. There's a little gap between the two stands. It's a proper wind tunnel. Trying to keep the ball still while they take the corner. So James Henry, this one to the far post. The free header is tipped away by Bonney. Back towards the Morecambe goal. It's a good save in the end. Can Morecambe clear? They can. Good block again there by. No, that's a foul in the end by. Well, a lot went on there. Shackelford with a foul. His first header forced a pretty decent save from Miles Bonney because it's a difficult ball to get hold of.
No, it was a good save from Bonney. I think it's a little bit disappointing how it's just a pretty bog standard corner, isn't it? It's just a nice deep in swing to the back post. Big man at the back rises highest and gets a head on it. I think you just want us to see us a bit more put a bit more pressure on the man winning the ball, get there ahead of him, and it's just a little bit concerning that first corner we've maybe just been they found it a bit too easy to get that header in.
Raheem Shackelford, signed from Chesterfield earlier on in the season. One of John Coleman's first signings, I think. For the shots. Morecambe have a throw, level with the edge of the Aldershot penalty area. Green Edwards will take, looks for some movement. Through his ease. Back to Kindelini, going to cross the first time. It hangs in the air a bit, so good header clear from Nightingale. And now Morecambe come back, subject to a break here. Aldershot down the right hand side as Ease looks to come back, and that's good defensive play as Lewis turns on his edge of his own area. Does well.
Just one for Jan to mop up in the middle there, and it's gone to the ground. He's not quite made a good contact, but we're breaking away in Payne
to Nolan down the right hand side. Payne continues his run. He's got a bit to do there. Should be covered by Ryan Hill. Indeed it is. Lewis Payne can't get the ball, so goes out of play for a goal kick to Aldershot. 12 gone, still 0-0.
Just a little bit too much for Payne to do there. Sometimes it's on, but just there, 3 players around him, didn't really have that much of a head start or anything, so it's always going to be tricky for him to try and get the ball there.
Bit of a modern fullback, Lewis Payne. I think he's better going forward when he's defending.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of here and there with what I feel with Lewis Payne. I think he is quite aggressive. He gets stuck in, but sometimes he just gets drawn in, turned maybe a little bit too easily sometimes.
As we were discussing there, so Kurt went round him, and it was his diving in on Wednesday that led to second goal.
Yeah, it was. And look, he's quick. He can turn quick. He's obviously mobile. You know, he's physically kind of well equipped in that way. But sometimes I think just there, it just looked. You know, the number 11, the wing back Brodie Pert, he's just drawn him in a little bit, then popped it down the line, maybe a little bit too. You want to maybe just play it a little bit safer there, especially when it's on the halfway line.
Corner again then to Aldershot. 13 gone. James Henry goes edge of the area. Time shot. Wasn't a good one, and now can Morecambe break? Nolan, Scott Aziz to his left, you can find him. Nolan plays Aziz. Aziz into the area. Aziz left footed shoots and drags it wide. It's a great break from Jack Nolan. Found Aziz, but he didn't really strike it well. But it's a really good counter from the Shrimps. Sadly, lacking the finish.
Yeah, we've done really, really well there. I think it was Popov actually in his own box, just getting in the way, stopping Aldershot's corner routine. Jack Nolan's managed to break with it forward. Aziz, fair play to him. He's putting the hard yards to get up ahead of him. I've got to say, Jack Nolan once again timed it perfectly with the through ball. Played on Aziz. He's got ahead of his man. It's just on his left foot. Did he have time to maybe just angle it for his right? I don't know, but yeah, just dragged it a little bit past the post.
Perch does well for Aldershot. Hargreaves to his left hand side. Hargreaves scored. It's the post.
Yes.
I thought he was going to go sneak into the bottom left hand corner. Boney may have just had that covered, but again, Lewis Payne dived in, lost out. That's a nice little break from Aldershot.
Yeah, he's kind of nipped the ball first, but it's not really sat up for him, and it's just still fallen to Pert, who's played it in that bit of a break, got it to the left, cut it back to the edge of the box. And, you want to be a little upper on your kind of runners on the late, your late runners in the box, especially with the back three and a couple of midfielders sitting in front of them. We want to be making sure that we're not giving people that kind of bit of time, not time and space, but that much room to be able to kind of direct it that much towards the corner.
Well, both teams have hit the woodwork now in the opening 15 minutes. Nice little effort from Hargreaves, but thankfully for Morecambe, just the right side for the Shrimps anyway of that left hand post. Aziz had a chance to score that. Dragged it wide. He would have liked him to at least hit the target, forced the keeper into a save. Ball will clear down the middle, looking for Popov, but it's headed down by Grogan. Scott down the line. Kindley should get there. He's waiting for Boney to come. He has to clear it in the end. Kindley, a little bit of hesitation between the keeper and the defender.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation, but I think he's done the right thing in the end. If Bonnie's not fancying it, then just get rid. Don't try and over-egg it. Let's just play it safe. And yeah, maybe we could have been a bit better between them two, but glad that he's just decided to put it out and play it safe.
I know I'm old school, but I always think as a defender, just get rid of it. Make sure it's not anywhere near your box, because he can't score if it's not. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look pretty.
No,
just get rid of it.
I mean, again, it's one of those we've talked about before. Sometimes the wind hanging the ball up, it probably favoured Aldershot a bit there. Probably just took a little bit off it, stopped it going all the way through to Bonnie. And the Kindle had to clear him. I think he started the game okay, to be fair, Kindle. I don't think he had his best game against Hartlepool on Wednesday. I was a little bit surprised to see him still start ahead of Jameson, but he's dealt with a couple of situations relatively well.
17 gone, third corner for Aldershot then. James Henry again from the left hand side to near post. Edwards heads it away well from that near post. Popov will chase it down. The cross will come in from the left hand side. Bonnie doesn't get there. It's headed against the post again. Bonnie was nowhere near it, and in the end it was Grogan, I think, who headed against the post. Should have perhaps scored, the central defender, but Miles Boney's got away with that one.
Yeah, you can see John Coleman was having a bit of a grimace. I think a bit of a guilt-edged chance. I don't know if obviously Bonnie's come for it. He's not been able to get there. He's crashed into his own players. I don't know if he's crashed into one of their players as well. I don't know if maybe just the kind of commotion that's just gone in front of the Aldershot player maybe just put him off a little bit, meaning he's not directed the ball. But I think it's literally hit the post, come back off the post, and then hit him in the midriff, maybe even his hand, and gone straight out. But yeah, bit of a lucky escape from Morecambe there.
Plenty of action at both ends.
Yeah, I mean, they've a couple of times forced a decent save from Bonnie. We've had one clip the bar, a few corners, had a one-on-one. It's been fun, doesn't it?
It has. Don't like it.
Yeah. Want a bit more control?
Yeah, please. That's a foul. He's given that one, referee. I still can't get all this lad having Ollie on his shirt and not his name.
I know, yeah. It just doesn't feel right, does it? I know we had. Did Brian Zico Black ever have?
No, there's no numbers there.
I was going to say there were no names on the shirt back then.
No. I suppose we've seen a couple over the years, but not when he called Oliver Scott.
I know, yeah. It's kind of Brazilian and South American, isn't it? But yeah. Not for Oliver Scott.
Dunga and Cafu.
Yeah. I don't think you can really be trying to compare yourselves to people like Cafu, etc. when you're playing for Aldershot. I think it's maybe not very becoming.
That wind, you can just hear it through the speakers that we've got. Aziz looks for movement ahead of him. Got to Kinderleen to his left. It's a nice ball down the line for Popov, who's missed some chances in the last few weeks. Chris Popov.
Yeah, that kind of hot streak he has, and he's left the gym first took charge. Oh,
Aziz takes advantage of a poor ball. Now Nolan on his right foot shoots, but it's blocked by Nightingale. Songo wins a loose header. Nolan gets it back and stands it, unfortunately. Aldershot have it. Can they counter? It's a bit of a mess there. There's bodies everywhere.
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous from Henry.
Aziz knocks it forward. And now Hargreaves gets it into Henry. Chips it down the right hand side. Just hangs in the air, but Aldershot keeping in play. To try and get a cross in. Shackelford then will get it down. It bounces in the area. That's a foul surely into the back of Liam Hogan from Callum Stewart.
Yeah, it's a smart one from Liam Hogan, isn't it? He's over the ball, just feels that little bit of a contact. Makes the ref, make sure the ref knows that he got the contact, but doesn't do too much of a swat.
Free kick then to Morecambe. Miles Bonney will take. 21 gone. Still no goals, but no lack of action. Bonney's kick is
it's very flat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on purpose
because of the wind, maybe.
Yeah. Then you want him to do that more in the second half, to be honest, wouldn't you? Yeah. When the wind's going to be against him, you want him to be keeping it flat. He's practicing, but
maybe. Grogan to Nightingale, former Wimbledon man. I'm sure would have attracted the attention of a lot of clubs when Wimbledon released him. That's a foul, I think, by Miguel Aziz. He picked up another needless booking in midweek.
Yeah, tends to get involved a couple of little niggly little ones here and there, doesn't he? Although I think, was there a break on the one in midweek? I can't remember. But yeah, he does tend to pick up a few, doesn't he?
Gets frustrated at times, but I still don't think it worked out where to play him in the Jim Bentley lineup.
No, I think that there's a bit of maybe on his own end, coming back to England, having played around Europe a little bit, like settling into being a centre midfield kind of League One National League and League Two National League kind of level. It's different, and there's a physical up and down element that you've got to kind of get to grips with.
Cross comes in then from the right hand side. Free header, and it's a shot, and he dragged it wide of that left hand post. It was Nightingale that had it, and I'm looking pretty glad it was central defender who had it, because it dragged perfectly into his path, and you can see the frustration on his face.
I don't know what's.
He should have scored there.
Again, it's just from having been so good at defending our box. You look at that York game when we were bodies on the line and we were 10 men and we were making it really, really tough for a very, very good York side. And compare it to the last few games, including today, it's just everything that's going in the box just feels like somebody's fallen over. We're not making the first contact, or if we do, it's a rubbish header. It's bouncing around. They're getting on the second balls. It just feels a bit like night and day to a couple of weeks ago in terms of how we defend the box.
Nolan flicks it on. Popoff will chase Shackelford down, but keeps his cool. The right back, and then Aldershot will try and break down the right hand side. Brilliant headers. It's a good tackle.
Great tackle.
And then puts it through. And he wanted a foul, but
yeah, it was a great tackle from Edwards, just pressing into midfield, but he just let that second touch get away from him a little bit, and
Nolan wins it again. Popoff. Popoff went backwards rather forwards. Now Songo's got a man on.
Well done, yeah.
Controls it well. Payne looks the 1-2 with Nolan and gets it. Can he get round his man? He can't. Too much on it there from Lewis Payne.
A bad decision there. I don't think he's got him for pace, but I think what's a bit straight from that attack is when Nolan's initially won the ball back in the middle of the park, he's knocked it to Popoff, who's kind of pretty central. He's just got to open his body out as he's taking the touch, turn and drive towards goal. Look for a couple of runners beyond or get a shot off himself, and he's taking the touch backwards. And it's just killed it. And then he's laid it back to Jan. Fair play, Jan. He's in a difficult spot and he's played his way out of it, and we've managed to work it back down the right. But you just want the feet. I don't know if that's lacking a little bit of confidence with the chances he's missed in recent weeks.
He's missed two absolute sitters that have proved important. 2 from 2 yards. One of them against Braintree, which I'm sure would have given Morecambe 3 points if he'd scored it.
Yeah, I was sat back in block D for that one, but I couldn't see. But yeah, it looked like he had a decent one late on.
As Aldershot again, the tap down the right side. Edwards can't get there. Akindele clears.
He's turned to Edwards inside out a little bit there, hasn't he?
Shaq again down that right. Hargreaves. Back to Grogan. And Aldershot play across the back 4 again to Ollie. Payne gets in the challenge. It's a foul. Payne pleads his innocence, but I think Pert felt that.
Yeah, I think he's just managed to get his foot in front of the ball there, Pert, and Payne's just gone through the back of it. I don't think we can have too many complaints about that one.
I'll tell you what. So what I will say, Joel, is this is proper football compared to that rubbish that England produced last night. That's just not football. That, imagine paying all that money to watch that rubbish.
It's friendlies, isn't it? I mean, amazing. The ref he's put his little spray thing down, ref. The guy's put it just about a yard ahead.
That's it.
What are you achieving there? But anyway, yeah, the England game, it was pretty dull. I think the most entertaining thing about it was probably the 3 yellow cards for which is quite something. At least it gives you something to talk about, even if it was.
Surely that referee's not going to the World Cups. Surely.
I know, yeah. I know it's a friendly. You want to try and keep 11 men on the pitch, but it's not done himself any favours there.
Cross comes in. That could be a shot. Thought it was going to be a shot wound up from distance, but it's clipped. That's an awful effort in the end. I don't really know what Ryan was thinking of there.
Hit it long.
Bonnie will clear long, looking for Nolan, but it's just too much on it again with that wind.
Just carried it, and it looked like it might be sitting up okay for Nolan there, but then you could just see once it bounced, it just arched, just kind of took a bit of a direct kind of flight path, went straight to the keeper. But yeah, a good idea from him though. Like this, it's what you want to see, isn't it?
Yeah. Hargreaves has only to his left. Pert seems okay now. It's a good tackle from Songo though. Nice touches from Nolan. Popoff. Why did he stop his run then?
I don't know why he stopped his run, but I mean, I thought he was offside, but you just keep going, don't you? Yeah. You keep going until the guy puts the flag up.
But again, the wind just carried it, didn't it? It would have been a perfect ball.
Yeah.
On a normal day.
Straight in that one.
Pert down the left. Paul Lewis will come over. Tells Lewis Payne to mark his man. That's a good tackle from Payne. And it's come off. The Aldershot player, so it'll be a Morecambe throw-in.
Good work, Paul Lewis, just coming over there, holding the man and letting Payne take the run down the line. Good defending.
Better from the Shrimps, not allowing the cross to come in.
Just making sure, just a bit more steely out on the wide areas and stuff, and yeah, when it does come in, just make sure we get those clearances in a bit more firmly, because it's not been the standard we've set in the first few weeks of Jim's time back at the club.
Pert volleys for the Kindleys under it. Boney should get there and does.
And that's just swirled in the wind there. That should have been pretty routine for going through back to Boney, but it's just kind of come back towards to the left a little bit and just freaked to Kindelaney out a little bit there.
So Boney clears high on this occasion. Breaks in midfield again. Songo, good first touch.
Yes, Jan.
Finds Payne. Payne looks to get round his man and does, and will cross early. Popov gets there. Can he get there ahead of the keeper? Ooh, he did, but it's going to be a corner, is it? A goal kick? No.
Might have just come back off Popov, I think. But yeah, great work from Payne. It was one of those where I think there was one earlier in the game where Pert's coming for the challenging Pert, and he's just managed to squirm past Payne, and it's kind of the other way around there. He's coming for the challenge Pert. Payne's just squirmed it around and got a ball in, and Popov's done well with that. It wasn't an easy one, but yeah, unlucky.
That's a foul.
Just Jan rightly having a shout at Paul Lewis. Well, I think he's actually having a shout at Lee Mogan, but it's just a needless foul to give away, isn't it? I
gives them a chance, doesn't it?
We've got men over. He's running towards the touchline on the halfway line. I don't really get the kind of point in that, apart from just trying to rattle him a little bit. But not sure I see the merit there.
No. As Aldershot have it in their own half. Some movement. Nightingale into the feet of
drive. Popov, you've got the pace, Chris.
Just checked his run there, Chris Popov. And then that's Aldershot trying to knock it down the right hand side as he's. I hope he slips there.
Yeah,
his studs were really high.
I think he didn't go in too forcefully, but yeah, it wasn't pretty, was it? His technique on it.
As it's down the right with Warren, the unknown Bolton man. Aldershot again, chip it forward. Warren continues his run. Kindelaney heads it down to Aziz into Songo. Just the wind again, carries it. Good idea from Songo.
It's so frustrating from Popov. Again, he's checked his run. It just looks a bit bereft of confidence. I mean, he's kind of put his hands out like he expects somebody to be ahead of him, but you're the centre forward. A lot of the time, you are probably going to be the furthest man forward. Yeah, he just needs to keep hold of it, drive. Maybe not go at full pace if he wants to give Jack Nolan a chance to get ahead of him. But you've got, he's quick. He can run with the ball. He can drive. He's a powerful runner. I don't know why he's not just fancied himself to, put the burners on and charge down their back line and maybe get a shot at goal.
Nightingale's header comes back towards him.
Handball
there, was it? It was a hand.
Yeah, there's a hand on Paul Lewis's head, which I don't think is allowed in itself anyway.
Lewis Payne loses out there. It's crossfield ball for Warren. Just can't quite get on the end of it. The wind again.
Yeah.
Warren will take on Edwards. Does one way than the other, and Edwards stumbles, but I think it's a goal kick. Indeed, it is.
Yeah. It feels like he's just kind of fallen into Guillon's feet a little bit there. He's not complaining too much, so.
I don't know where Guillon is. He's always got up there. Goal kick then it will be as we pass the half hour mark. Aldershot 0 at the Zuma Stadium in a game that Morecambe really need to win.
Yeah, it feels like, there was a spell of 10-15 minutes, wasn't there, where Aldershot were getting quite a few chances. It was looking a bit uncomfortable. It's kind of even a little bit now, isn't it? And I think what's frustrating is we're having some moments when the ball's breaking in midfield, we're winning the ball back, and we're just not making the most of it at all.
Ollie breaks through from the left back roll to Pert down the left hand side. He'll look to take on Payne again. He's beaten once or twice already. And he gets a crossing again to the far post. Payne probably just did enough, but it's going to be kept in by Shackelford. Hargreaves. His cross hits the back of Gwyn Edwards. It will come down to James Henry in midfield. I think he's Aldershot's assistant manager, isn't he?
Didn't know that.
He had a little spell in charging as an interim. As Pert gets it down the left end to take on Payne. This time on his right foot, decent cross. It's headed down, but it'll be easy for Bonnie to collect. Morecambe wanted it forward early, but
Tim Bentley 8 seconds.
Frustrated there, that didn't go early enough. Popoff will chase that down. Nightingale's given away a corner. I don't know why he's having to go to his keeper. He could have just headed back to his keeper.
Yeah, he's messed that one up a bit. He's just. I mean, I think he's done the right thing by letting it go over his head instead of trying to head it with the wind going at him. But yeah, he felt like he had, like you say,
loads of time, didn't he?
Yeah, even take a bloody touch, or get it back to his keeper. But you could tell John Coleman wasn't happy. We can't. I don't think we can repeat what he said on live BBC radio. But
no, best not. Best not. Quite like doing this. John Nolan then. Corner. John Nolan. Jack Nolan. 33 on the clock. Morecambe's press corner for some time. They've done well with corners in recent weeks. So Nolan this time goes a bit deeper to the far post. Almost met by, but he couldn't quite get there.
Yeah,
he got away with his.
It just feels like again the wind's just taken that a little bit, isn't it? The kind of the in swing that Jack put on the ball there, it's just gone a little bit too sharp and just got away from Popoff's outstretched leg that he's just kind of flung out there.
Nightingale to Ollie. That's a good tackle from Lewis. Looks like it's a yellow card waiting to happen, Paul Lewis, the way he does tackle. Those long legs of his. Yeah,
he's quite sly with it a lot of the time, isn't he? He doesn't often do anything too of it, apart from when he just decides to randomly foul. But he's got a bit of a habit of that. That it's like a very deliberate foul. He's just like, you know what, sack it, I'm just going to kick you over.
Yeah, just let you know I'm here. Perks try to knock it down the left. It hits Payne's face. It'll be a throw-in. Pert will get it back and in the midfield to Hill. Plays down left hand channel. Kinderlini's hoping it goes out of play, and it does. Good defending there from Timmy Kinderlini.
He's done well there, hasn't he? He's got across quickly. He's trying a bit of strength just to not get bullied and see out for a goal kick. But yeah, fair play to him. He's mopped up a couple of times fairly nicely, I think, tonight.
Which reminds me a bit of Ryan Williams from last year. Is it Ryan Williams? Rhys Williams? Ryan Williams?
Rhys
Williams, the Liverpool player.
He's got that kind of rangy look. I think he's a bit stockier though, to be fair. He's a funny one, Rhys Williams. Having played Champions League football, I think he looked like a very average League 2 centre-back.
Well, when he first came here, yeah, definitely. Got a bit better as a season at home, but he's still at Liverpool all season, not going out on loan anywhere, which...
I think it's his final year of the contract, the big contract that Klopp gave him, so make the most of it.
On the left-hand side, that's good from Aldershot. Well cut out by Aziz.
That's what you want to see from him, isn't it?
Now, Popoff, can he run down the middle? Grogan should get there first and does.
It's a good tackle that.
Did well there.
Could have gone very, very wrong there, couldn't it? But he's done well, get ahead. It's a good ball from Hogan just over the top.
It is, down the middle.
Exactly, down the middle. There's only two centre-backs back. It's not always going to come off, but it's worth a shot with good hard runner like Popov going at it.
Aldershot again, Henry. He's trying to play that through ball, but just too much on it again. And the wind's making it, you can see it's making it difficult to play nice football. As Hogan looks for Nolan. His touches only got serves to give Scott a run.
Smart from Paul Lewis there, just leaving out his little back leg just to make sure he don't get chopped on the inside.
Excellent covering tackle a few moments ago, gets it in midfield. Short to Ryan Hill, the skip back in the side. 3 changes that Aldershot made from their defeat to Boreham Wood in midweek. I know Aldershot have been in a bad run. They've lost their last 5 in a row, but they have in that last 5 played 4 of the top 5 teams, so a bad run of tough run of games for them.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. I mean, that's the thing when you look at these kinds of runs and forms. It's easy to look at all the red marks on Flash Score or whatever app you're using, but at the end of the day, if you look at the teams they're playing, that's a big impact, isn't it?
Harley covers. It's a throw into the shot which they'll take quickly. Morecambe didn't really get there to stop the throwing quickly enough.
It's a bit disappointing we've not snapped into. We've been
that's even more disappointing for Aldershot.
Yeah, just a bit of a sloppy ball out of play, but I think it just feels like the 3 and Bonnie just haven't quite got their the wavelengths kind of matched up. There's just a couple where you might want them to come for. Maybe part of it's probably the wind, the fact that everything that's going through he's just holding up that little bit and isn't going to go straight through to him. So maybe in the second half it'll be a bit more comfortable in some ways, even though obviously we've got the wind against us. But yeah, be interesting to see.
Popoff doesn't quite get there, just pulls back his man. I must admit, when they signed Harley Dean, I thought that's a great signing. And it's not really hit the heights I thought he would have done. I thought he would demand and dictate that back four and bring it to real shape.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first few games under Ash, he's playing in such a high line, isn't he? And then,
Pert again gets past Payne, who's sold himself. If Pert will cross to the far post, Boney should collect and does.
God, faces on.
Not much movement ahead of him though. Gives it to Payne. No, Nolan down the right side, down. Run from Paul Lewis.
I think he wanted Payne on the inside there.
Nolan will get past his man. Chops it onto his left foot. Look for Lewis, but it's not the best of clearances. Jansongo's got a man on him as the crowd shouts. Nolan will cross first time, but
crosses are always going to be quite hard to play, aren't they? When you can hitting that end step on the in swinger on the first time, and it's it's hard to take a bit of power off it. It's just going to go through there, but. Yeah, with what you said about Harley Dean before, I remember watching him in that first game I think he played for us against Halifax. Obviously, we're still in the high line under Ash, and he hadn't played since March or something, and it sounds like he's had some hip issues, and I don't think he's sprinted the whole game. He was, and obviously not through lack of trying. And you still watch him, even though he's a bit more speed now. He's just not quite got that pace and energy. Well, I don't think he was ever a particularly quick player, but he's not. It's just a bit of a sluggishness still. But I think that's just age and a couple of injuries catching up, isn't it?
Ooh, Bonnie's clearance to the poor one, but picked up by Hill in the centre circle. Just got enough on it.
We got a little bit lucky that nobody else was in the centre of the park to pick that up, and it went through it all the way through.
Warren looks for the 1-2. Warren almost got it through there. His first touch was poor, and Harley Dean covers well.
Yeah, we've just got a couple of people around him, and that just second touch. I mean, he's beat his man, to be fair. It's just that second touch just got away from just a little bit, but dangerous moment, and that shouldn't have been from a goal kick like that.
Throwing to Morecambe then as we approach the 48-minute mark. It's gone fast. It's been pretty entertaining. The wind dictated a lot of the game, but they give it a good go, both teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it affects the dynamics of the second half. I think there's been moments where it's gone both for and against both the Shrimps and Aldershot. So hopefully it'll balance that a bit in the second half, or completely go in our favour ideally.
Roland does his defensive duties well. Cuts inside on his left foot. There's no real width though the other side. Aziz has it. He's got Edwards now there, if he can find him, and does. Now will Edwards take on Shackelford. Cuts inside to Nolan, who's giving a bit of a free roll. As Nolan gets it back to Edwards. Edwards will cross, dangerous cross. That's the sort of cross I like, at pace and at width.
Yeah,
just need someone in it.
That's the thing, is a little bit more towards the post, maybe it catches the keeper out, or if it doesn't, if Popov gets a little nick on that, then keeper could be in a bit of trouble there. But like you say, good crossing, Guillaume, almost kind of lacing it a little bit.
Yeah. Bush Clark then the keeper brings the ball to midway side his own half.
That's interesting. They've not really done that so far.
I'm not sure I'd do that with the wind as it is, to be honest. Ball breaks down. Nightingale just gets there ahead of Nolan, and Hogan will go back to Bonnie.
It's a good thing there was near Bonnie there, because that's a bit of a horrible that's a horrible pass to take from Hogan.
Grogan, a good header. Hallidine wins the header at the other end, and Payne. That's nice for Aziz. Again, Aziz's first touch isn't great. Shackelford will win it, but again there was no one to his left really looking for Aziz.
Yeah.
Just stick or twist with Guillaume, is he full back or is he a winger? It's a little bit.
It's a hard thing to balance, isn't it? You don't want to commit yourself and just leave loads of space, but at the same time you want to be able to provide that width for your team in attack.
Aldershot have that width now down the right. Warren turns to face a Kundalini, looks to get to the byline and cross.
Hogan's done well there.
Hogan does enough to block run. clearance leaves Aldershot with a throw midway inside the Morecambe half on the right hand side. Shackelford tries to turn past Aziz and does. The cross is low, but it's cut out by Edwards to Nolan, who's everywhere at the minute. And a pop off. Isn't strong enough, really. Tried what a foul, but stronger. Good tackle from Edwards. He clears down the line, but it's only to Grogan. Hill squares it to the left hand side for Hargreaves. To Pert. Pert will take on Payne. Crosses from the byline again, right across the 6-yard box. Come to Shackelford. Lays it back to Hill. Hill past one. Hill past two. In. And thankfully clips his shot well wide of the round post, but again Lewis Payne got the better of. But thankfully for Morecambe, Brian Hill's shot was well wide.
Yeah, bizarre that. I mean, look, why we've called ourselves in glory there. Not dealt. I mean, it's kind of flashed across the goal. Maybe Bonnie could get on the end of that, just cut it out. At the same time, you don't want to spill it straight into the penalty spot kind of area. And then obviously we managed to just about make sure that they don't get contact with the back post. It's come out, and I don't know. It was odd that the guy on the right wing there. He had quite a lot of time and space to maybe hit a shot. We didn't rush him or anything. It was quite weird. We kind of stood off him, and he's squared it, but not particularly convincingly. And we've maybe gotten away with it a little bit. I think Aldershot, they've not been that clinical when they've had their moments. Well, so far. Let's not jinx it.
It looks like there'll be one added minute in this half. We've not seen any physio or trainer, as I used to call him. Not seen a trainer on some. As Aldershot have it again. Henry's in space. Payne is just dragged back there.
It's quite interesting, that battle between Pert and Payne, because I don't feel like either of them are doing a particularly defensively, but they're both having a bit of joy going forward against the other one.
It's good. Payne, he's put some good crosses in Pert.
Yeah, no, he's gotten free of him a few times. He's got him behind him a few times. He's beaten him, dribbling a couple of times. But then, Pert's done the same thing to him.
It's going to be a free kick then, which Miles Bonney will take. Clears long. Paul Lewis jumps less than his height. Aziz almost wins that loose ball, but Drogan picks it up. Shackelford again, he almost lost it, but gets the better of it just.
A little bit lucky there, I think. Oh,
poor clearance from Kindalini.
I don't think he needs to go first time there at all.
One added minute there will be. Pert again will get the chance to take on Payne. He's got the beating every time. Jan Songo will cover and see it out of play. Good covering from Songo.
Again, he's just made himself so easy to beat there, Payne. He's just gone in, he's put his momentum just a little bit too much towards Pert, and he's just giving him that angle just to go down the line, knock it past him every time. Just be a bit wiser, maybe just be a little bit more conservative when you know he's got that little push to get round to you. Like, don't just dive in like that.
Bonnie then will clear long. Heading back towards the Morecambe goal. Green Edwards volleys it forward. Lewis will try and get the better of Grogan. He does now. Flick on, pop off. He's offside, is it? Just about.
Very tight there, didn't it?
Yeah. There goes half. Oh, it's an intriguing half, and Aldershot have probably had the better of the chances. They've hit the woodwork twice. More hit it once. When Nightingale headed across his own crossbar from a Jack Nolan right wing corner, but then a Miles Bonney mistake at one end, so Cameron Hargreaves hit the post, and then the Grogan header also hit the post 3 minutes after that as well. So it's tetchy. The wind's having the better of things. Morecambe need the points. Aldershot need the points. But Joel Shooter at the break, 0-0. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think it's an entirely unfair score. I think I do agree. I think Aldershot have probably shaded the chances a little bit in terms of hitting the woodwork a couple of times. But I feel like both teams have been kind of wasteful. Like, I think they've both been lax. I don't think we've defended our box particularly well. I think Aldershot have been pretty sloppy in possession. They've given the ball away a lot, but they've not been, when they've had some decent chances presented to them, they've not been that clinical on our end. We've had a lot of opportunities when we've pressed them, we've got the ball to run free in centre midfield. and just not made the most of it. You know, we've had the game open up and then shot back, made a bad decision. And yeah, it just feels like both teams, it's quite an open game, and they're both making, to be quite frank, quite a number of errors. But nobody really just been clinical enough to take advantage, I don't think.
Half time then at the Mizuma. It's Morecambe 0, Aldershot Town 0. Woodrington getting his shirt on a few moments to go. He's not on the pitch as yet. But it looks like he may be an early sub for John Coleman's side. John Coleman, of course, a legend here at Morecambe for his days as a prolific goal scorer in Morecambe's non-league days. And how he never played in the Football League is beyond me. I'm sure if he's in his company long enough, he'll tell you the same thing as well. So, a minute into the second half, it's still Aldershot 0, Morecambe 0, and Aldershot attack down the left hand side. Paul Lewis is beaten by Ollie Scott, and we were laughing in the first half that his shirt has Ollie on it. So it's a corner to Aldershot, and Joel, it was a nervy first half. Are you expecting the similar for the second half?
Yeah, I think I'd say it was quite error-strewn. I think we probably not defended our box too well, but then Aldershot haven't been particularly clinical when they've had a couple of moments come their way. On the flip side, I think Aldershot have been a bit sloppy in possession. We've won the ball back in their half quite a bit, but not really done much with it and made some bad decisions.
Corner then in from the left-hand side. Halliday misses it. It's headed back towards the Morecambe goal. Songo heads clear. Morecambe don't convincingly get it away. As he slips, Warren's in there. Pass one, pass two, squares it, and finally Green Edwards gets it away for the Shrimps. Popov it down, and Shackelford pulls his shirt as Popov continues his run. He's got Nolan to his left, but referee's played the advantage. Nolan, left hand side. Can he get the ball into the box? It comes off and over. Breaks down as Aldershot clear long. Liam Hogan chest it down. Lewis Payne down the right hand side of the old fence for Jack Nolan onto his left foot if he can get hold of it. Nolan, former Gillingham man. Edwards will shoot, but it's straight at the keeper, Boyce Clark. But by my reckoning, Joel, that's Morecambe's first shot on target.
I think it is. I think we've looked a bit threatening at times, but I'd say we've probably not made particularly good decisions when getting to the final third, but that was a bit better. I was saying in the first half, Popov, when he's had a chance to break and run at people, he's just not done it. And this, a bit of a change-up, he properly charged down his man. I'd like to see a yellow card for the number 30. Yeah, he was pulling back Popov. Just a little bit unlucky that his through ball to Nolan just nicked on somebody's heel. So, but yeah, good to have a see. Bit of a positive break in the second half, and maybe hopefully get this a bit.
Shackelford gets it now from the crossfield ball, knocks it down into midfield for Hill. Hill crosses, Bonnie doesn't know whether to come, and almost nipped in there. He's waited for the ball, Miles Bonnie, and he was almost made to pay. Gives it away to Aziz. Now Aziz, can he be strong enough? He can, does well though in the end. Aziz, the Kindalini down the left hand side, the on loan QPR man, and there's an offside there. It was almost the number 17 James Henry that almost got in between Bonnie and the defence. Morecambe escape it, but I did think you talk about a yellow card for Shackelford there. I thought the referee wants the ball without play. He would have hit him later. He's having a word with him now for a pull, but I mean, it should have been a yellow card really.
If he'd blown that up when at the time, it would have been a yellow card, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Slightly baffling, but yeah, no, not convincing with Bonnie there and the Kindalani just getting a bit of a mix-up. I mean, first half I maybe thought maybe it was the wind holding the ball up just a little tad, and that was the issue. But obviously that's not going to be the case this half, and yeah, it just feels like I don't think Bonnie's done terribly, but it's just it feels like that a little bit of communication between him and the back line just isn't there. I guess it could just be a natural symptom of.
Nolan wins the ball just inside the Aldershot half. He's got Aziz making the run ahead of him, but Aziz sort of went straight down into his half. Really didn't create space for Nolan to run into. And the ball's in midfield. That's a good tackle from Scott. Beats James Henry to it. Pop off. Down left on the offside. Is it Chris Popoff?
Good, yeah.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, a bit frustrating. He's yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. He's not tying the front there, but he can, poor decisions from Morecambe maybe there. I think Nolan, the shot was never on. They both had they all had the angles covered pretty well. I know the run wasn't quite lining up perfectly for him with Aziz and Popov, but you'd like to see him maybe come up with something a little bit more, even if it is just try and force the through ball and just see, maybe the defender slips up, maybe you actually just have to pull it off.
Songo strong again there. Aziz chips it to his right hand side. It might just hang up. Paul Lewis wins it now. Finds Nolan. Can he get a shot in on goal? Jack Nolan shoots, and the keeper gets down low to his right, and Paul Lewis almost came in there. But again, another shot from the Shrimps, and then another save from Boyce Clark.
Yeah, we've kind of sprung the same trap on them twice, haven't we? With the ball coming out from the right centre back, and Songo snapping into the midfield and winning the ball. That one, we've managed to get a shot off that time. But yeah, decent save from their keeper as well, because that moved a little bit just before it got to him.
It was probably a harder save than we thought, to be honest. And say the wind. There's Warren. Back to Hill. And Warren will get it back. He'll take on Green Edwards down this right hand side in front of the Aldershot fans who've made the journey here for their annual weekend away. In good numbers into the box. Warren, first touch isn't great. So Green Edwards will clear, looking for Popoff. He'll try and turn past his man. And that's again not given a foul.
If that's if he's that unconvinced by it, why is he not booking Popoff for diving? I mean,
doesn't get much protection, Popoff.
No, he doesn't. I mean, it's usually the big lads who don't get that much protection.
The cross now comes into the area. Warren with a shot. He drags it wide on the left foot. It's just behind him, but again that looked every day a foul on Chris Popoff.
Yeah, that was poor. Maybe he's gone down a little easy once he's turned his man. But again, the things that centre backs can get away with, and it goes in our favour sometimes, but just that chance there for Warren again, it just feels like it's too easy for Aldershot. Once the ball comes into our box, for them to be able to get hold of it, just every time they seem to be getting a shot away, and obviously he's coming back on himself in his left foot, he's skied it, but at some point one of those will go in.
Aziz, that's a lovely ball for Payne down the right side. Payne gets past his man. Now can he find Nolan in the area? Jack Nolan he's trying to get to his left foot, which is not going to happen. So Payne's offside when the ball comes back to him, but it's a great ball from Aziz. He's playing a bit deeper and being asked to spray the passes around, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't want you want Miguel Aziz getting forwards, but also you want them to have that license to come deep and get on the ball and dictate play a little bit. And it's like I think you said earlier, it's finding that balance with Jim, isn't it? And how he's going to fit into the side under Jim, and that was a bit more like it. But that's frustrating from Nolan, isn't it? Not to try and get his shot off within one or two shots and chop him back and everything. You can see Payne was pretty frustrated after that.
I feel like if Jack Nolan had a right foot, there's no way he'd be playing at this level. His left foot is usually a one, apart from that Braintree clearance 2 weeks ago. That's the nightmare for him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about that all week. I think it broke me a little bit, so I can only imagine what through that week.
For those who weren't there, it was Aldershot will come down with the attack first. Pert looks into the box, nice ball for Hargreaves. Good block though from Liam Hogan, and then Paul Lewis almost puts his keeper in trouble. Popoff, he's got to try and stay on his feet, and he gets a foul on this occasion, and I don't think that was.
Yeah,
that was nowhere near a foul compared to the 1 minute ago.
It's easier though, isn't it? It's because he's got his back to goal, he's in his own half. It's a bit easier for the ref to give that, less pressure.
Popoff thinks he's won the throw-in, but the linesman disagrees, and the linesman's 2 yards away from it. We're quite a way away from it. But yeah, so it's certainly opened up this game, second half.
Yeah, well, we seem to be making some better decisions. I think when we're getting the ball back, we're just driving and being a bit more direct. We're finding those forward passes a bit more. Where in the first half, it felt like we were chopping inside, we were indecisive, we were a little bit hesitant, we weren't making good decisions. The quality wasn't great. Whereas it just feels like we've just managed to find an extra bit of a level and just been a bit more direct and forward thinking and purposeful when we win the ball back. So I think we won the ball back a fair amount in the first half. I thought we got a lot of decent turnovers in their half, but we never really made the most of them. But it feels like this half we're maybe just being a bit more purposeful when we're winning the ball back.
Free kick then to Morecambe. 10 yards inside the Aldershot half. Melbourne's over it. The big central defenders are up there. All three of them. Akindalini, Hogan and Dean. Plenty of shirts being pulled from both sides. To Nolan, and doesn't beat the first man against a poor free kick. Green Edwards heads it, but this could be a danger. There's a counter on, but that's great as the ball. Akindalini cuts it out, but then Paul Lewis is second best. And it comes to the right hand side for Stewart. Stewart will try and get round Edwards, just overruns it, but he's got Henry with him and Shackelford. So Shackelford squares it to Hill. They will chip this towards the left hand side. Lewis Payne will head it down, but straight to Hargreaves. With Pert, who was avoiding danger in that first half. It's better defending from Payne on this occasion, so he has to go back. Nightingale, that's a foul. Caught by Jack Nolan.
I can kind of forgive Nolan for diving in there. It looks like Nightingale's just taking a big touch forward to try and get himself away from Nolan. He was maybe a little bit too angled his run a bit too narrowly towards him, but looked like it could just open up there for Nolan to nip in, but he's managed to get his leg in the way, and it's a free kick just inside our own half.
Gone then. Morecambe 0, Aldershot Town 0. Myself, Derek Quinn and Joel Shooter bringing you the action here from the Mazuma Stadium for Morecambe fans and the Aldershot fans as well, if they're still struggling to get their feed today. As the free kick will come in from the left. It's at a decent pace. Howley Dean heads it down. It's volleyed back towards the Morecambe goal. Should go out for a goal kick. Ryan Yansongo lets the ball run out, and Miles Bonney will take this goal kick. Jim Bentley barks his orders to Nolan and Popoff up front.
It's quite the contrast to when we had Ash here, isn't it? It was
it's all a contrast to last year.
There's quite a few things that are a bit of a contrast, but that's one of many. The noise on the touchline from Jim.
I was going to say in the first half that there was one game where every single throw we had went backwards. That was in their own half. And Raheem Conte only passed the ball backwards for the whole half when he played one game.
That's the thing. I think just teams, they found it too easy to deal with us, didn't they? You know, just sit behind the ball, don't get suckered out.
Yeah, you have it. Let you have it, yeah.
And then, they'll eventually get frustrated and you'll get a gap.
Popoff again. That's poor from Popoff. He's struggled the last few games, I think, Chris Popoff.
He's still been busy, but
he works hard. He's only 19. That's a nice turn from Yansongo. Just had his shirt pulled there, but Morecambe could play on maybe. The referee's letting him play on from there. Aziz to Edwards. Edwards down the line for Popoff. Popoff clipped again.
He's done well there.
Grogan pleads his innocence.
Just had his back to goal, not too many options on. Just had contact coming at the back of him, and I'll buy the free kick there. Fair play to him.
Morecambe take it quickly. Harley knocks it to Aziz. Aziz will shoot. It comes off the back of a Aldershot player, but it's easy for Boyce Clark again to gather. And clears long, but it's offside there.
It was an inventive free kick. It was a crossing position, a bit of a central, not the best crossing position, quite frankly. Dean's kind of come up, just rolled it to his ease. Felt like we didn't just quite have he wasn't quite sure if he wanted the shot from that. Felt like, that's on ball.
Edwards down the left for Popoff again. Going to get the better of Grogan. Chips it back to Edwards. Edwards crosses to the far post. It's almost free header. It's a great clearance there from Ollie at the far post. Paul Lewis was steeping down.
That's a hell of a...
Oliver Scott, what a clearance.
That's a hell of a ball from Gwyn Edwards. Great work. You know what I love about Gwyn, that left back? I know he's right-footed, but he doesn't mind using his left foot, and being two-footed like that, you know, the defender don't know which way to send you. He's had a bit of gap down the line, swung across. Paul Lewis been brave for a header at the back post, but fair play that, you know, the Aldershot defender, he's managed to swing round, hook the ball away just before Lewis can get on the end of it.
Throwing to Morecambe then, just past the hour mark. Looks for Nolan to his left foot. The shot's been down, it might come to Aziz. To Nolan's shot. Popov says offside though. It's a good save from Boyce Clark, but Popov was offside.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was offside. Obviously, we're not in the best position to tell, but just if that was 5 or 6 games ago, even though he's offside, he probably put that away. It's just not quite been at it, has he? It's just confidence is gone. He's not finding. Well, he's finding the target, but he's just not been hitting those corners as clinically as he was.
Yeah, it's a good save by the keeper. But I feel like there's a goal coming. I'm not sure which end it's going to come at, but I do feel like there's a goal coming.
Yeah, I feel he's probably been a bit more dangerous this half. But then that said, you know, they've had a couple of moments, haven't they? It's been quite open, really. I think it's been a bit error stream, but it's been pretty open.
Boney clips it for Lewis down the right hand side. And will win the loose ball. Tried to find Popov, but Grogan will get there first. Not the best of balls for Shackelford. Gwyn Edwards will chase him down. Did well there, Gwyn Edwards. Feel like he's pushing forward a little bit more this half, Gwyn Edwards.
Yeah, no, he is a bit, isn't he? Probably wants to stay away from that bit around the centre, around the halfway line that's so muddied up all the time.
That bit they keep watering all the time, which I really quite understand.
Yeah,
Tango to Aziz, takes it on his chest. Sometimes I think Aziz is going to run into trouble, and every now and again he does, but he came out of it then.
Yeah, you could kind of see I think he was looking for a switch ball to Payne, but it wasn't just quite on. I think somebody maybe marked Payne as well.
Headed down the middle now. Kindler's offsides it. Well, that's close as well.
Yeah, I mean,
that was close.
I wasn't quite keeping an eye on them. Hogan looked remarkably calm, but yeah.
Aziz, Edwards to his left. Edwards, can he take on Shackelford? Too much on it from Edwards. Long ball forward again. Liam Hogan will chase it down and gets there ahead of Callum Stewart. And Bonnie rushes his clearance really. Didn't need to take it first time. Then the ball's knocked into midfield. Songo hesitates.
We're getting on the end of that.
Hill doesn't. Warren down the right onto his left foot. Good tackle again from Songo. Recovered well. Nolan. He took too long there, Jack Nolan. I'm not convinced that was
he's a bit lucky there, isn't he?
The foul over. There's been a few strange decisions in the second half by the referee.
Yeah, I think he's been a bit lackadaisical there. The guy's coming, managed to poke the ball just off his toes, and there's a sliding challenge that stopped him getting the ball the second time. I'm not quite sure which one the ref's given it for, to be honest. I don't know if it's a little bump in the back from the first challenge, but again, I think that's pretty harsh. And
I think Morecambe got away with a couple of things there.
Yeah, it's been quite chaotic this half, really, hasn't it?
Again, both teams are just desperate for that goal, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think there's nerves, there's errors. People aren't always looking as secure as you might want them to be on the ball.
Aziz crying out for the movement ahead of him. Bonnie clears long. Lewis flicks it on. Popov goes down, but there's no point Chris Popov going down far too easily. He's not going to get anything.
It's a bit soft, that one, isn't it?
That's a nice ball from Kinderlini to Aziz. Now Nolan down the left hand side. Looks for the cross. Paul Lewis is screaming into the box at the far outside.
Wanted that quarter of a second earlier. He just delayed it. It's just given that second for I don't know if he's waiting for the ball to sit up a bit more nicely for him. It's just given that second for the defender to get across. But it's like you say, again, it's Paul Lewis. I mean, despite some of his goal scoring woes, Paul Lewis, he's always making quite good runs into the box. It's just obviously when he meets them, he doesn't always do that well with them.
65 gone then. Throwing to Morecambe. Harley Dean will take from the left hand side. Looks for the near post. Headed out, only as far as Nolan. Nolan onto his right foot, looks for Aziz at the far post, and he's headed on. He finds the Aldershot defender, and Lewis Payne had a chance there just to take the ball, to bone it.
Good catch from the lads from the crowd, but I think that was probably the right thing to do from Payne. There was could he have maybe tried to, take a first touch, show a bit of skill, or maybe guide it back to the keeper? But you look at when we've been getting it back to the keeper, and he's been under a bit of pressure because he's having to take it first time. He's not hitting the ball as flat as he might like to, and it's just going up in the air and just putting into a bit of a melee in midfield. So we do need to be careful about putting Bonnie under pressure from kicks, because if he makes the kick, great, but then it's just going to drop in midfield and be quite inviting.
Gets round Payne again. Payne just hesitates, but he'll come out of it. Songo will try and chip it down the right side for him. And Payne wins it back again.
Great work, Payne.
But having said what goes back to Bonnie on this occasion. Saying what I said in the first half, if I'm a defender, I'm just clearing it, and Payne did that then. So Bonnie will clear long, looking for Nolan. Grogan comes over the top of him. And Boyce Clark gets it back and knocks it to his left hand side for Ollie Scott. He gives it away off of Payne, and then Payne loses possession. Now Aldershot can counter. There's going to be a shot from distance. It is. It's pretty easy for Bonnie to collect.
Bonnie, to be fair to him, but again, I think what you said before about knowing when to just smack it first time, that was the one from Payne there. He's tried to take a first touch and got a fast ball to him, but it's just fizzed away from him, and you think, actually, you know what, with that one, should you just put your foot through it and get up the pitch?
Yeah. Morecambe attack down the right. Nolan again, he's everywhere. Has to go on his left foot though. Tries to get round his man, but can't. Runs it out of play.
There, hasn't he? Spun onto his right because he's.
What he's trying to do?
Yeah.
Just run it out of play.
That final touch is just a little bit too heavy there.
67 gone. Halfway into the second half. Still 0-0. Let them move a bit. Been a much more open second half. There's Aldershot play it down the left hand side, looking for Callum Stewart to run onto. It's going to go out of play. Just overhit, and that wins.
Yeah, and again, it's what we were talking about that first half. I think that was genuinely actually really quite a good ball. And I think if it hadn't been so windy, that probably stays in. He's it's a good channel ball, and he's in down the, holding the ball, getting them up the pitch. Well, obviously, just with the wind, it's just carried through a bit too far and gone out for a goal kick.
And he's stripping off now for Aldershot. It was one of their 3 changes today from that defeat in midweek. Payne will knock it long down the right hand side, looking for Popoff. Will try and win the corner, believe it. Nightingale gets it back to his keeper. Not the best of clearances, and Songo makes the mess of that. Just needed a nice little layoff to Popoff with the keeper out of his area. But it's going to be a substitution for Aldershot, first sub of the game. Widrington.
That ferocity that saw a couple of chances occur for both sides, that just seems to have ebbed away a little bit, but I'm still got to say it is a little bit surprising that this game's still 0-0.
It is. That's a nice little touch. Aziz can't win the tackle. Hill stormed down the middle, but the run just came to an end, and Aldershot have it again. That's foul by Hogan.
I think that's less of a foul than the one when the lad's just gone down the middle there. We've had people snapping his heels, sliding in, and that's probably affected him losing the ball. Hogan, I think, used his body well, got round the side of his man, got an interception, and it's a foul, but it is what it is.
So Widrington then, not sure he's going to come on forward, whether they'll wait till the free kick is taken first.
I mean, I could be chatting absolute rubbish here, but I always think it's quite a good thing to, if you've got an offensive set piece, chuck a big lad on. Just, mix things up a bit, scare him a little bit. Nobody's quite sure who's going to mark him.
Henry then with the free kick towards the goal. It's easy for Bonnie. It's a poor free kick, really, straight down the keeper's throat. And he bowls it out to Payne down the right side. It's a poor effort though. Just gives Aldershot the ball.
Just too risky, isn't it? You're just thrown into a troublesome area.
And it's going to be a corner. Yeah, a very risky throw. It's a poor no need to do it, really.
Well, that's the thing. In this wind, with the ball holding up a little bit, and then obviously you've got well, just there was a couple of players who were ready to snap on to Payne, and it's with the ball, with a throw like that as well. The ball's going to bounce up. It's going to be a little bit tricky for Payne to control when you've got a couple of players closing them down, the wind swirling it up. It's just, I just don't think it's a very good decision, really.
Corner again. Left hand side. Henry will take it. A really crowded 6-yard box. About 20 players in that 6-yard box.
Feels like they're trying to make the most of the wind.
Just over the bar, I think. And did the keeper get a touch? No, he didn't.
I think he got a touch, but only after it hit the roof of the net, didn't he?
So James Henry's coming off, and Widrington is coming on. Fielder for midfielder. Henry will come off the pitch from the other side to just taking that corner.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a bit of a move to maybe get a little bit more steel into the end of the field. Obviously, he looks a bit more physical. Henry obviously being the one on set pieces and everything, so I don't know if just to try and deal with the wind, maybe some of the turnovers that we're managing to pull off, but yeah.
And Widrington's immediately in the action to win that header ahead of Aziz. Long ball forward. Nightingale finds Ollie down that left hand side, who gets past one, and Paul Lewis niggles at him, brings him down. He can't be far for a yellow card, Paul Lewis.
Yeah, I think could be a final warning, but I think that's probably quite a good foul from Paul Lewis, really, isn't it? I think just before he's gotten to our half, there's not too much chance of a yellow card, and it looks like he's kind of getting away from us there as well.
Daniel Greer is set to come on for those Shrimps. Aziz and Shackelford have a little wrestle off the ball. There's Aldershot, a lovely little 1-2 there. Warren down the right side with Hill.
If he's shoulder barged off the ball by Miguel Aziz, I think you've got to have a look at yourself there a little bit.
So it's with the Morecambe keeper, Bonnet. So Daniel Aguero getting his orders on.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll be coming on for Popov. Like, it's not quite going for him the way it was in those first few games in the gym. He's just missing chances. It's not quite looking as confident.
Bonnet clears. This one's flatter. Gets a bit more distance. Shackelford gets it for Aldershot. Just breaks into the Morecambe half. Aziz will look to close him down. Good defending from Green Edwards to stop the ball from Richard Warren. Widrington into Hill. Hill can turn. Widrington's first time ball is cut out by Edwards. Edwards will give Popov probably the last one. There's 2 subs for the Shrimps, Sangare and Aguero. To me, it's a myth, Mo Sangare, because sometimes he comes on and he's great, and other times, like Wednesday, he was absolutely awful when he came on.
I thought he had a couple of contributions, Sangare, but he just looked a bit anonymous after a while, didn't he? And yeah,
sort of top off.
Probably the right call, that, isn't it? He just looks a little bit long. He's worked hard. He's run a race.
Gets the applause of the Morecambe fans as he comes off.
Looks like he's lacking a little bit of confidence, isn't he? Even with that one he's offside for, and he's just hit it straight at the keeper, and he probably want him to.
And Jan Songo is the other player, I think, to come off. Do you know what? I'm not sure of that one, Joel. I think he's been one of Morecambe's better players today.
Yeah, just with the wind around everywhere, and the fact that if we do get a lead at some point in the next 10-15 minutes, we're probably going to be back to the wall and trying to defend it. So
he's not happy, Jan Songo, and do you know what? I don't blame him. I think he's been, if not Morecambe's best player.
Oh, he's done well. I don't know if it's saving his legs, but
well, maybe. Sangare wins a header to Aguero. Almost fell nicely to Nolan. I think Morecambe just needs something to fall for them, don't they?
Yeah, it feels like the wind's just making it a bit harder for us now, isn't it? It just feels like nothing's quite going through. We're not really turning their defence at all. We're not really putting them on the back foot enough, it feels like.
It's been a bit of a war of attrition, to be honest, as Widrington looks for the ball down the middle, but Hogan cuts it out. Sangare will volley forward for Aguero to chase. But Grogan wins the ball. It'll be a throw into Shrimps. I'm not sure about Aguero because I don't know how quick he is, because we've not really seen him have a run at anybody.
Yeah, I thought when he first had those first couple of games, I didn't think he looked the quickest, but then at the same time, it was no pre-season and everything, so I don't think it's really that well done, Hogan. Nearly played himself into trouble there, but
Hogan does well. Some balls cut out though, as he tried to find Lewis Payne.
Yeah, we're not. Seems like he's more of a what's kind of type Dan Aguero, but he's putting a shift in when he's come on in recent games. So we're good to get a bit more of a look at him.
Started on Wednesday and he was absolutely shattered when he came off.
Yeah, no, he did look quite tired, didn't he?
As Aldershot knocked it long. Looking for the run of Callum Stewart. Kindelini will try to see it out, but keeps his cool to go back to Miles Bonnet. He looks for Edwards. Just too much on it, too high. The wind's a flick on, but it's out of play, so another throw in to Aldershot as we enter the last 15 minutes. Woodrington back to Shackelford. And goes back to his keeper. Aldershot still pushing, I think, but they'll be happy with the draw than Morecambe. I know that. It took them to 43 points, but they're still pushing for the win.
Looking out there, I think Paul Lewis is the man you might want to be taking off. Very sloppy there, not tracking the runner from midfield.
I hit the referee, so going to have to start that one again. But Paul Lewis there, Aziz then give it away cheaply as well. So 76 on the clock. Hill looks to get the ball quickly. Aldershot still want the winner. The win today will probably see them safe, you'd think. And it's probably there for the taking, really. Pert will cross, this time with his right foot, hangs in the air. Kindelini can't get there, and Edwards just is enough to stop Shackelford from getting it.
Again, it's probably what we keep talking about, don't we? But again, it's just one of those where the wind's probably not really helped that cross. Pushed, made it a little bit too high for their lad to get the idea on. And then obviously at the back post there, Shackelford was bearing down on Gwyn, but it's just been quite easy for Gwyn to shield it out as it kind of skips off the turf and the wind carries it behind.
Boney then will take the goal kick, tries to make it as flat as he can. Grogan wins a header, but Edwards will volley it back towards the Aldershot goal, but Nightingale cuts it out, finds Ollie down the left hand side. Pert cuts inside, but Aziz does enough to stop the ball. Aguero will chase down Hogan. Keeper just hesitates. Aguero almost gets there.
I don't know what he's doing there.
And then Aldershot will play themselves in a bit of trouble, but Paul Lewis didn't really read that at all.
No, yeah, you'd want him to be a bit higher up there, wouldn't you? Just with how it was all going. Got to get out.
Flick Kindelini should get there first and does. Lewis Payne to Hogan, back to Bonnet, whose higher clearance will hang in the air. Heading back towards the Morecambe goal. Payne down to Hogan, is it? Aldershot player down on the left hand side, and Liam Hogan very charitably puts it out. I'm not sure I'd have been as charitable, would it?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done the same, but
well done, Liam Hogan.
Yeah, fair play to him. He's
you did the right thing. He's a better man than I am.
Yeah, he's a better man than us, isn't he?
So it's is it the number
Callum Stewart, I think
20. Callum Stewart is down.
I mean, I don't think it was a dirty challenge. It looked just one. Kindelini's come across. He's got the ball. He's done well. I mean, I've got to say, I think he's done pretty well today, Kindelini. I think particularly in the second half, him having the legs that maybe Hogan and Dean don't have, it's been quite helpful. Just having him able to just, even for balls that come down the right side, and he's obviously playing on the left, he's able to get across, sweep up a little bit, and not dice it with the offside line. Get back, mop up, and don't get yourself into trouble. Like their keeper just now.
George Thomas looks set to be coming on for the Shrimps.
Yeah, I'd be looking at getting him on. You'd think surely Paul Lewis, who just looks shattered.
As Stewart hobbles off towards that far side, as George Thomas puts his coat back on. We're throwing to Aldershot Town, which I'm sure they'll throw it back to Miles Bonnet. I think there'll be a third world war if they don't. So Pert then has the throw in, and he does throw it towards the Morecambe keeper, but then chases it down, and
that's not very sporting.
No, he's done the sporting bit. Didn't have to spoil it. So Aziz then to Kindelini. couple of step overs there from Aziz that
Yeah,
looked a bit needless.
it was like he was trying to buy you.
Sangari looks down the middle for Guerrero, but on it. But the gap was there. It just wasn't a pull from Sangari.
I mean, it was directed well, and he did. And that's the tricky thing with those balls, because he needs to hit with a bit of fizz. I know he's going to come across and cut it out. Just a little bit too much on that one.
There's a big gap in Aldershot central defence there, but Morecambe couldn't take advantage as Nightingale spreads it out to Warren on the right side. It's a bit ironic, really, Joel, that the defences in the league probably. They conceded 150 goals between them, and with 10 minutes to go, as yet, it's still 0-0, but
yeah,
there's a long time for Morecambe to concede as yet. As shot will coming from distance, that comes off Hogan, but it'll come to Warren onto his left foot, but just straight at Miles Bonnet.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like neither team's had chances, is it? I think, I'd say they've both probably been a bit wasteful in the final third. I'd say probably Aldershot more directly so with some of the finishing. But Morecambe, they've had moments, haven't they? Yeah, that could have made a little bit better of things, could have, made a better decision, been a bit more purposeful.
No real clear chances for the Shrimps, has there? Aldershot had the best so far, hitting the post twice. Grogan perhaps was the one he should have scored when Boney missed the cross. 81 gone, Pert squirts a poor ball, Nolan. Can he find Aguero down the right hand side? Nightingale will get there first, back to his keeper. Ben Tollett looks to be coming on as well, who was denied by that amazing goal line clearance on Tuesday night, a foul by Miguel Aziz on Shackelford. Ben Tollett came off the bench and I thought he was going to score his first goal for a long time, but Cameron John produced one of the best goal line clearances you'll ever see.
Yeah, it was quite something, that, wasn't it? I think, fair play, he'd had a fantastic game. I thought he was pretty vital and probably Hartlepool's, and if you'd been unbiased of the match, but yeah.
Foul-less as a referee, I'm not quite sure what that was for. It's a scrappy end to it.
Yeah, I think he's just pulled Lewis Payne's turn, got all the ball. Yeah, it's interesting that Tollett looks to have maybe popped up the pecking order above George Thomas there. So maybe George Thomas did just keep him warm.
Maybe. It's not the best of clearances from Bonnet. Warren now can find Shackelford down the right hand side. Shackelford's got Hill with him. Puts it into a dangerous area. It's a shot. Oh, Boney makes a mistake, but he recovers.
Recovered fantastic there, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was lucky there, Miles Bonnet.
He's just spilt the shot there, Bonnie, and
the follow up from Stewart.
Yeah, he just spilled the shot a little bit there, Bonnie, but fair play. He sprung back up, being very, very brave with the ball, with an attacker flying in and grabbed hold of the ball. So fair play to him for that. But going back the other way, got Aziz free down the left-hand side. He's popped it through to Nolan going down the wing, and fair play there. Defenders got across very, very well, very aggressively, and popped it out for a throw-in. And
the subs are coming on. So Lewis is coming off for Thomas. 6 minutes to go.
I wonder if Nolan might be the other as well. Oh no.
Payne will be coming off for Tollett. At the other end, Kawami Thomas will be coming on.
I mean, we're going.
Well, they have to, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, we've got much choice, haven't we? If it's a draw or a loss, it doesn't. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter.
So Kawami Thomas, not sure who's coming on for. Four officials struggling those boards.
They have done all season, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's just bizarre to watch, isn't it? They just seem unable to, I mean, obviously, if it's every fourth official, it's most likely the board.
Yeah. So Callum Stewart comes off. Kwame Thomas comes on, and with 6 to go, Morecambe have a throw in. Level with the edge of the Aldershot penalty area down this left hand side. Harley Dean will take. Nolan comes short. He's going in for Liam Hogan, I would have thought. It's headed by an Aldershot player. And Hogan just felt something there.
Vicious trying to get it in from there.
So Dean then. for the Kindle is a foul there. Silly foul to give away. When you've got a throw.
I did wonder if it might be Jack Nolan coming off there for Tullich, because I think he looks a bit, his legs are going a bit, but no, he's I guess it's one of those things where when you've got somebody as good as Jack Nolan, it's worth having him on just in case.
Clark slips now, Nolan. He's got Thomas to his right, doesn't use him. Oh, he's too greedy there, Jack Nolan.
You want Thomas on his right.
Tollett down the right side. It's the side netting. He's got to hit the target there, Ben Tollett. And Jack Nolan's got to lay it off as well.
Yeah, there was a ball.
That was the chance. That was the chance.
Yep, it was a bad goal kick. We've seen quite a few this half, and just had Nolan's got to get hold of it, beat a couple of men, driving forwards, and there's just been a little angle, hasn't there, from where he was sitting. It looked like there was an angle for George Thomas to get slipped in there, taking it, been held up, and obviously Tollett done well to beat his man, fair play. I think he probably made a good shot selection. He's tried to drill it near post because it looked like the keeper had left a bit of gap there, but
he got it at the target though.
It just not directed it well enough, has he?
Have to hit the target and see if there's any follow-ups. Dean, he tries to go along for Aguero. Thomas for Nolan, he looks to flick on for Aguero, but Grogan picks up the loose ball, finds Kwame Thomas. That's a nice little hold-up play from Thomas. Thomas will play Hill and on goal. Hill with hope there that Boney saves.
That's it. It's a bottle of it.
Wanted at both ends.
That's an absolute bottle of a finish. Gone through on goal, and we've Hogan. It's not the best angle, but he's a little bit wide, but it's just a little scuff shot, and Bonnie's been able to gather that up pretty comfortably.
Both benches, the disappointment from both benches in the last 2 or 3 minutes has been there for all to see.
It's been quite something on it this half.
But Hill looks shattered there. He got through on Kwame Thomas. Did so well to hold it up and play him in.
Yeah, great work from Thomas, the substitute. Just getting him in a little bit more to come and maybe make the ball stick up front, doesn't he?
Shackelford to his right. To Perch. He's moved to the right wing now. Perch will cross. Boney doesn't come. And he's there. Far post. Boney just didn't come. What was he doing there, Boney?
Yeah, just...
Kwame Thomas a sub. 88 minutes on the clock. The cross came in from the right by Pert. And Miles Bonny just watched it. I've no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, I don't know if the winds just carried it a little bit further over his head. It just looked like one of those. It looked like it might have been a bit of a tricky one to catch. But if that is the case, it's sometimes worth just trying to get your hand on it, tip it round, tip it behind the goal or something like that. But yeah, he's just caught him out there. I don't know if it's the wind a little bit as well. And Kwame Thomas is in that post to pop it away. And Aldershot bench have gone mad beneath us, and you can understand why. That's in all,
well, more or less,
all likelihood that's probably it, isn't it? That's him up.
That secures their place in the National League for next season, and it probably puts Morecambe down. In all seriousness, and I've no idea what the keeper was doing there. Just watching it, and nobody picking up in the runner either. As Shackelford will come off and Tech will come on, but the curse of the late goals, 87 minutes on Wednesday night, 88 minutes today, 97 against Braintree, 99 against York for the Shrimps.
Yeah,
those late goals have killed them.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. You know, just I think not just the momentum it takes out of you, just kills you a little bit, doesn't it? It just takes the confidence out of you. And
Jack Nolan there just gave the ball away cheaply. He like he was sulking there, Jack Nolan, when he actually played that. And there's a booking there as well.
Caught in a bit of a frustrated figure there, Jack Nolan, wasn't it? Just trying to do our little kind of kick-off that we've devised of just running forward when you get the ball straight from the centre circle, but we're out of ideas, aren't we?
I can Morecambe score a late goal for one. Well, at the minute it looks like Aldershot through Perch. He moved to the right hand side and produced that cross. And he puts it through the legs of Ben Tollett. Crosses, but Aziz gets there first. Aziz down the right hand side for Gwyn Edwards, who's moved to right back now. Edwards into Nolan. Nolan's Poor ball, doesn't reach Harley Dean.
To be fair, even if it was a bit shorter, I don't think Hardine's going to have the pace to quite get on the end of it.
6 minutes of added time there will be, we believe. And Aldershot keep going forward. And I'm not sure if who's Kwame Thomas, who his man was to mark him, but Warren gets it now down the left hand side. There's chance for him to cross. That's a penalty. Kinderlini brings him down. It was a lazy leg by Kinderlini.
Yeah.
And it's a penalty.
We've just, obviously, it looks like our heads have gone, doesn't it? We've become stretched. Everybody's kind of all over the pitch. Harley Dean's playing up front. And, yeah, they've picked up the ball easily in midfield, driven it in the box. Kinderlini, just a tired leg, wasn't it? Just a tired leg. He's done well all game, but...
Morecambe fans leaving by the droves now as well. Penalty. Ryan Hill looks to take it. 91st minute. Well, the Morecambe fans are, as I say, Joel, leaving by the droves.
Yeah, I mean...
They know that's it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Let's see how this goes.
Hill then, right-footed against Boney. Scores convincingly. In front of his fans, the 451 fans that have made it here today. Aldershot 2, Morecambe 0. And I don't think there'll be any fans here left in the Morecambe end for the end of this game. There's lots of shouts towards the Morecambe owners.
Yeah.
From certain individuals as well.
I mean, it's been... Jim's done what he can, obviously, but a couple of things have maybe gone against us. But yeah, look, it's been a while, hasn't it? You know, it's been a while coming. It's been bad managerial decisions, bad footballing decisions, an overinflated squad, 41 players, bad managerial choices, taking too long to get rid of him, get a new manager in. It's, you know, one of the things that we could have done better in this little final run here. Yeah, probably, maybe we've been a bit unlucky here and there. Yeah, but you know, the damage has already been done, isn't it?
It is. Tollett squares it to Aziz. 92 on the clock. Aziz can't afford to lose it because he's the last man back now for Morecambe. Shoots from distance. It forced a save from Boyce Clark. But it's a very unhappy Mazima Stadium at the moment. And again, how much might that change if Ben Tollett had hit the net and not the side netting just seconds before Aldershot took the lead. Sangare to Tollett down the left hand side. Tollett will take on Pert, puts the crosses to the near post. Aguirre can't get there. Morecambe will win the corner though.
Oh, that make too much difference probably. I mean, you look at the stand now, it looks like it did probably in the latter days of Jim Bentley's first reign, doesn't it? There's so many people that left.
Aziz then will take the corner. This was a vital week for Morecambe. Goes across, it's headed down. Oh, what a save that was! Liam Hogan's header, and that's a wonderful save from the Aldershot keeper. That's one of the saves of the season.
Yeah, great. He's done. Yeah, I flicked it on. Hogan or Kinderlini, couldn't quite tell who it was. Got the free at the back post. Looks like the keeper's out of the picture, but he's done really well just to get back across and push it away.
Corner then to Morecambe. Nolan will take. This one goes deep. The keeper doesn't get there, and either did Sangare. They both end up on the floor. But Jim Bentley does look a dejected figure. His head's down, looking at the ground around him. Side once again, they've given everything, but it didn't really look like scoring. And just needed that one goal for Aldershot. They're in the middle of a bad run themselves. So Boyce Clark then, he made that fantastic save a few moments ago. Clears long and Kinderlini leads it down. And Warren has it down the left hand side for Aldershot. 95 on the clock. Warren gets it back. Good tackle. Warren felt that, but it got the ball. And it will be throwing to Aldershot.
Just feels like we're just begging and waiting for the final whistle. I know the players will keep going and give it their all, but it's done, isn't it? The momentum's gone. Like you say, maybe if Tollett managed to sneak that one in, maybe made a couple of better decisions. We've had chances this half, and for probably spells to be the better side. But I mean, look, we can talk, we can talk until the cows come home about how we played today or the last one midweek. But
that's nice from Nightingale. He gets the byline. That's a good tackle from Edwards. Edwards wants a goal kick.
He's still out there arguing, Edwards. Fair play to him. But yeah, we can argue all we want about could we have maybe done a bit better today or the last couple of weeks, but a relegation doesn't happen over a couple of weeks and one little bar and little bar patch reform. It's decisions, it's the running of the club throughout the whole season, and it feels utterly needless, this relegation, I think. I keep saying that we're down already, but
I think
I know not mathematically, but I mean,
Woodrington crosses from the left. This time last week, Joel, there was 3 games: Yeovil, Hartlepool and Aldershot. Morecambe needs to win 2 of the 3. They've lost all 3.
Yeah.
No points from the possible 9. By the end of today, they may well be 9 points from safety with 5 games to go. It's a throw into Aldershot. There's a 96 minutes gone. Referee will surely soon put the whistle to his mouth and signal what I'm sure will be a few boos around the Mazuma Stadium. Hill clears it for his ease. We'll pick it up though. It goes back to Miles Bonnet. 97 on the clock. Goes long. Thomas flicks it on for Aguero. He's got his shirt pulled, but
not that it makes all this difference, but it's a foul there.
Still tries to find Edwards. And there is the final whistle. The cheers to our right from the Aldershot fans, the boos for the rest of the Morecambe fans who left in their droves. They know what's happening. They are one step even further now closer to relegation from the National League. A few players out there look totally dejected, and Joel Shooter, a 2-0 defeat at home to Aldershot today. That probably ends Morecambe's hopes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they were slim going in after the results over the past week, but I've got to say, we've given it a go today. We've put in a shift. I think we've made it hard work. We made a good game of it. We've had moments where we could have probably done better. There's moments where we've ridden our luck a little bit as well. But just at the last there, obviously Henry's got down the right. Perk got down the right. Put a cross in. Maybe the wind's just caught it, and Thomas has popped it at the back post and made it 1-0. And from there, the energy's gone out of the Mazuma, and like you say, it's late goals that we've had in the last few weeks. They've cost us, no doubt, but the story of why we're in this position, a couple of late goals in the last few weeks, it's a decision. It's a season of bad decisions. It's, you look at the money that we put in the squad. We've got how many, 40 players, and just this imminent relegation, it didn't need to happen. There was the resource there was expertise in the building with a manager like Derek Adams to probably steer this comfortably into mid-table. That's been cast away. It's been bad decisions around the club all season, and this is where it's led to.
Goals then from Kwame Thomas, 5 minutes, and a Ryan Hill penalty on 91 sees Aldershot pick up a vital 3 points for them. Morecambe, a dismal afternoon once again for them and for Jim Bentley. It's finished. Morecambe 0, Aldershot Town 2.